All this work that we're doing, brothers, for this ministry, eventually is going to pay off. You better believe it, man. It's going to pay off like you'll never believe. Okay? And by the way, we're the highest value male on this planet. The men of the Lord. The men of this truth. The hopeful elect of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. The highest value male there is.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And what I want to go into today, and just how, out of order, this society is. All right. This society ran by Esau Edom. This man has completely, destroyed, all right, the structure, and the order that was set up from the beginning. Esau Edom, he's against anything that's natural. All right, and this man has pretty much corrupted, every facet of life, from foods to the environment, okay, to the family structure, to nations, animals, anything that you can think of, this man has corrupted and destroyed. Okay, and I want to just bring out a situation, dealing, with a certain law that this man has in his kingdom, and it just shows the disorder, that this man promotes, amongst, all right, this society, man. This is Job 10:21. We'll start here. It said, before I go, whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. And this is speaking of America. And not only, once we're delivered, we'll never, return here, but the condition of the earth, under the influence of America, it'll never get back like that in the earth, man. We'll never return, to that state or that condition, man. Okay? Which is completely backwards. All right? Verse 22. It says, a land of darkness is darkness itself, and of the shadow of death without any order, and where the light is as darkness, man. Okay? And this man, all right, runs a society, all right, that's based off confusion. Okay? The foundation of this man's society is to have the masses confused. He calls himself, the elites of this society call themselves the Illuminati, because they confuse the masses, and they're the only ones that really know what's going on. Okay? They confuse, they constantly do psyops, they constantly do propaganda, to confuse the masses, and the main target, is the tribes. Okay? No one's more confused, okay, or no one has become more degenerate, than the tribes, man. Okay, under this man's rulership. All right. And this is a place where light, is as darkness. Anything that has order or some type of righteous structure, anything that's conservative, anything, that's meek and humble, he puts that as darkness. That's made fun of. Okay, that's demonized. Okay, a man, running his household, that's toxic. Okay, but projects full of single mothers, they're all heroes. You see, it's backwards. All right, it's a very backwards society. Now, I want to go here. I don't know if you brothers and sisters ever heard about this law. All right, it said, what is parenthood by Estoppel? This is something I was just looking up, okay, earlier. All right, it said fathers, okay, who aren't biologically related to a child may have rights when it comes to custody and responsibilities when it comes to child support. It's called parentage by Estoppel because once it's established that the father held the child out to be his own, he can be held liable for child support. So now even, men that are not even the biological father, of children can be liable for child support. Okay? And this is madness, man. This is more confusion, more dysfunction. Okay, and I have a video on it that expounds on it a little more. They kind of go into it a little more. So I want to play it and go from there. But this is, this is just another safety net, for the woman to be, all right, more reckless, not being held accountable for poor decision making, man. Okay, so let's go here. I want to play this real quick, and then we'll get some more precepts. All right, because one of the things, because I, like to go into it, because, I just, I love the dynamic, that the Lord, set up with family, when you go into that whole concept, just the whole, I'm talking about the husband, the wife, the children, uncles, aunties, that whole, concept of just family, is a beautiful thing that the Lord established. And the devil, he has, ran into the ground, to the point if this society was to go on, there wouldn't even be parents anymore. It would be just literal, incubators and random niggas, man. You see? So I'm gonna let this play.
It's referred to as parentage by Estoppel, and it happens in a number of U.S. states. California is one of them. I don't know what the other ones are. Take a listen to this lawyer speaking on this topic.
This is what the court said in that November 2015 case. This court stated that given its recognition that a person who is not the biological father of a child may be considered a parent against his will. Which means even if you fuss about it, not my child, that's not my child, I don't want to be the parent. It's not that he even volunteered to say, I'm the daddy, call me daddy, call. No, against this will, they made this guy be the dad. Consequently, they burden him with responsibility of paying child support. So what does this mean for the average brother who's hanging out with a single mom? What it means is, if she can get someone to write a letter, or someone to come testify, that, he took my child to school. He picked my child up from school. He paid for my child's clothing. He took my child to the doctor. He babysat. He took my child to a baseball game, football game. He overall spent his time with my child. And heaven forbid, they call you daddy or stepdad, right? So now what have you done? You've basically given them enough facts to at least allege that you've taken on the fatherly role. So when you break up with your ex-girlfriend and you say, I'm done with you, you cheated on me, you broke the windows out of my car, I'm through with you, she can then go find a family law lawyer, present to him that fact pattern, and then what? And then you get sued. You may not even have had a sexual relationship with the woman. That's how expansive this can go.
Shout out to Dennis Sperling, who's the attorney giving the information on the right, and O'Shea Duke Jackson, who's on the left of the screen. This is some serious business, fellas. You gotta be careful dating these single mothers these days.
So even if you're dating a single mother, and then you interact with that child in any type of way that appears as if you are a parent, and if you break up, she can then use that against you. And then you may have to pay child support. And if you do have to go to court, and then you end up spending thousands of dollars to try to get yourself off the hook.
Quick question. Are they setting these laws because they're trying to get money from guys who are willing to be stepdads? Or are they doing this because they know that once the word gets out that becoming a stepdad, you can be ordered to pay child support for a child that's not even yours, that most men won't do it, and as a result, it keeps single mothers single and vulnerable? Remember, 97% of women think emotionally, so they know that without a man being around, a lot of these women will fall for whatever nonsense they're selling. Look at how many black women fell for the "I don't need a man" thing.
And I'm truly getting tired.
And he made a point, and we know the devil. He'll pass one law, with multiple purposes. So on one end, as he was saying, is this, is being, talked about more. It would deter, men, who, would consider, dealing with single mothers. It would deter them not to, man, because of the possibility, man. And see, this is a society, where, as a heterosexual man, this is a nightmare. America is a complete nightmare, and if you're a heterosexual Israelite, man, it's times 20. Because the you have single mothers amongst other cultures, but amongst our people, it is a culture. That's the majority. Okay, and you got situations, okay, with a stepfather, it works out. It ain't all bad. You got situations where stepfather come in and and it work out. So not to say that this is 100% terrible idea. But the longer we're in this society, that's dealing with the nigga woman. Okay, there's a single mother, man. It can just go terrible. And in this society, whether marriage, all right, or they're dealing with a single mother, man, like now they setting it up where it just ruined the man financially either way. And then on the flip side, all right, he said, by doing this, it would keep, more, women, as single mothers, which, speaking for the tribes, for our people, which that's a plague, amongst our people. And when you go into it, the more that this man was able to make, single mother being the norm, the more Esau was able to manipulate, all right, the generation coming up, through that dynamic, single mother households, your projects, your hoods, okay. What happened, man? All right, this devil was pretty much able to, just go crazy with enchantments and manipulate the household and manipulate, the generation coming up. Just like he said, the single mother, all right, the household is vulnerable. You're vulnerable to your environment, okay? You're vulnerable to the enchantments, of society. The household is easily influenced, under the order, of just a woman. And that's why the Lord then set it up like that. What you're going to get into it, and let's say this is, the curses play a part in this. And all these things had to happen, so that we could appreciate, the order, that we're supposed to be in, the old path, man. All these things had to happen, because like I said, we all, come from these situations in some shape, form, and fashion, or another, or been affected by it. Okay, so I'm gonna let this play some more, and then we get some precepts.
Tired of hearing people say that real men will step up and take care of the kids. I'm sorry. If we want to go that route, let's just say a real man knows how to protect himself. A real man is not a fool. People that say these types of things are not aware of the depth in which men are at a disadvantage in the court system.
Exactly. Which is another reason why so many of us men are leaving the country.
And not every man has the money or capabilities to litigate these types of cases.
Personal trainers, we will work with you one-to-one to get 30 clients in 12 weeks.
And not every man has the money or capabilities to litigate these types of cases. So if I was a man in the world today, with the way the laws are stacked against men, there's no way I would even come close to a single mother. I'm sorry. There's too many things that can go wrong. False accusations, the potential to pay child support even if we're broken up. Anyone that has common sense is not going to put themselves in a position to be taken advantage of. At the end of the day, the potential for this to become a lose-lose situation is extremely high.
So because of social media, more and more of us men are getting information at the speed of light. So all you women out there who don't have children yet, but sleeping with a bum dude, you're putting yourself at risk to end up singing the same song that most single mothers are singing. The comment reads, no man wants to raise another man's child and be the cleanup guy. Pass.
And, I say this, like I say, for the balance of, sometimes, there's, it's a good situation. A man comes in, and especially the children are young, to whether he's kind of able to put, and if the woman is cooperative, every now and then it can work, but this modern society, is getting worse, so that percentage, is diminishing rapidly, and at the end of the day, all right, that's why, amongst the believers, because we all in different situations, the Lord, got it mapped out, but just speaking in general, as Elder Zahab, the head of the camp down here, he spoke on it last Friday at camp, all right, when we was on the line, and he made the point, pretty much Esau has a society, whether you gonna play the pimp, the hoe, or the square, okay? And when you look at how amongst our people, dealing with our people, how it's set up, okay, and you look at these women, okay, the woman, pretty much, you have these jakes, they pretty much live off the women, okay, lay up, have a child or two, okay, pretty much taken care of, by the woman. They will be like the pimps, man, okay, and then once, the woman, pretty much gave her best years, okay, to that, to that phase of her life, all right, most of them are looking for what? A square, okay, what would be considered a square, to come play cleanup. They look for their square, all right, to come take on all their responsibilities. After the pimp, pretty much done got the best of it. That's pretty much how this setup works. Especially in nigger culture, man. You see, and it's why men. You see a lot of men are like, shit, like they say, we just leave the country. You got Jake just staying single forever. Like, I'm good, what you call the free agent lifestyle. And it ain't supposed to be like that. Okay, but, this is part of our punishment as a people. That we even have to exist in this dysfunction. That's part of our chastening. All right, and that's why scripture says you grow in wisdom, you grow in sorrow. Okay, because we're understanding how it should be, but we still, have to be here in the dysfunction, but it's all, for the better for the elect, and everything, work in favor of the elect. But, you got to go back to Esau Edom, because he ruined, the whole concept of family and order, Let's go here to Isaiah 29. All right, in 16 it says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he have no understanding? All right, and this man has turned everything completely, okay, upside down. All right, and when you go into this word upside down, which is hapak, all right, in the Hebrew, and one of the definitions is perverseness. So when you look up the definition for perverseness, okay, it says the quality of being morally wrong in principle or practice, deliberate, and stubborn unruliness and resistance to guidance or discipline. Okay? And this is Esau Edom, man. Okay? This is an immoral ruler. Okay? He's deliberately stubborn against, what's already set up. You go back to Genesis and all these things were created. Okay? And the Yahweh Shai and the Elohim said, Tawab, it is good. Okay? And you go into, matter of fact, let's just go into it. Okay, you go to Genesis, the first chapter. All right. And just to get the point, to go into that word. All right, this is Genesis 1 and 17. It says, and the Elohim set them in the firmament, okay, which is the sun, okay, the stars, the moon. All right, talking about those celestial beings in the heavens, okay. And it says, and the Most High, like in the Elohim, okay, you go to the Hebrew word Elohim, which is the powers or the gods, okay, the angels, on the Yahweh Shai. And it says, and the Elohim set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from darkness. And the Elohim saw that it was good. Okay, and you get this word good. Okay. All right, which in the Hebrew Tawab, which we, call, which is all Tawab, all good, Bawakwa Tawab. Okay, when Bawakwa going to morning, Tawab going to good. All right, so when you go into the definition, it says good, pleasant, agreeable. Okay, agreeable. And when he made, man and woman, it was supposed to be agreeable. It was supposed to be a war as we see today. The manosphere versus, the feminists. That wasn't supposed to be. It's Esau that causes, their division with his turn of things upside down. Okay, and then you just, the Lord give you a glimpse of certain things, man, and it's gonna be beautiful in the kingdom, man. Every man, having their own woman, their own children, okay, and in order. You see, that's gonna be a very agreeable thing. It's gonna be a very pleasant thing. Okay. Going into it says glad, happy, prosperous, of men's sensuous nature. Okay, so the Lord, he made like Yahweh Shai in the beginning, the Heavenly Father through Yahweh Shai, he created, order. He created pleasure. There's nothing wrong with the pleasure, that's between a man and a woman, but there's an order to it. Okay? In this society, it's just about pleasure, but no order. Okay? Okay, it says good, right, ethnical. Okay, welfare, benefit. Okay, and everybody benefits from order. Man, woman, and child, everyone benefits from order. And that's something that we're learning. Okay, because we was all just, we were just out here, man. We were just born into the into the darkness, man. So let's go here. And you go to the book of Matthew, chapter 19. All right, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 4. This is Yahweh Shai speaking, and he answered and said unto them, have you not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female, and said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. Wherefore, and they're speaking the union, all right, of sex. Okay, because it's established, without I say sex, between the husband, all right, and the wife. It's a very intimate, personal, private thing. Okay, it wasn't, something that was, meant to be, used so loosely. as we, was conditioned, to do in this society, man. All right. Verse 6 said, wherefore they are no more twain, but one flesh. What therefore the Most High has joined together, let no man put asunder. And no man is supposed to have, any say so about the affairs of you and your woman. Okay? But this man, is, we got that term, among Jake, talking about someone being messy. Well, there was no one that's more messy than Esau Edom. Okay? And he has the media, the TV, and the news, to forward his messiness, man. And create that void, between the man and woman, especially the Israelite man and woman, which it had to happen, to fulfill the curses, man. Okay? And that's why you go here, as he said that, Yahushua said that in Matthew, all right, it was also said, all right, well, that is a spirit, all right, King Solomon. When you get to Proverbs 30 and 18, it said, there be three things which are too wonderful for me, yeah, for which I know not: the way of an eagle in the air, the way of a serpent upon a rock, the way of a ship in the midst of a sea, and the way of a man with a maid. Okay? So the affairs between, a man and a woman, that's their business. Okay? But this man put so much propaganda and planted, all them seeds of feminism and, romanticism and, all these fantasies in the mind, woman worship. Okay? The queen of heaven spirit that he put out there, man. Okay? Which caused a major, disruption, in the family structure amongst our people, man. Okay? But through, Yahushua, all these things are being healed, because ultimately, it was through the Lord, all right, using this devil, man, so we can appreciate order, all right, and that's why we're going through the healing phase now. So let's get this, we can, I think this, all right, this Hosea, all right, 6:1. Okay, he says, come and let us return unto the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Al-Shai, for he hath torn, and he will heal us. He hath smitten, and he will bind us up. So now we're going through that phase where we're all being healed. We're all being healed. You see? And I said, we all come from, crazy circumstances. We all pretty much, come from, situations that are not ideal, but we're being healed, the Lord got it, where the elect, he got it worked out, that the elect, gonna be good, that he's gonna establish order, he's establishing order now, as we come up under this word. Matter of fact, let's get this. Because this is what happened. This is what's happening with this wisdom. Wisdom of Solomon. All right, I like to get this one. Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 1. It says, wisdom reacheth from one end to another mightily, and sweetly doth she order all things. Okay, so this wisdom, is going out, through the preaching of the prophets, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Al-Shai, and it's falling on the ears of the elect, and it's putting everything, in order. All right, and Yahushua is going to come complete, their process, all right, at his return. So we're just going to keep on growing, all right, in order. Like I say, whatever our situation is, it is what it is. It ain't going to be perfect. It ain't going to be ideal. It is what it is. We just make the best of the dysfunction, all right, with this wisdom that we got. One thing about it, with this wisdom, we can manage, the situation, whatever situation we in. We can manage these things, man, until the Lord just come with that reset. So Lord will, you brothers, all right, and All right, you sisters were edified. Till the next time I say shalom.